going on, guys? This is Kyle from Sonicore Suppressors. Today we're going to have a quick little video here about cleaning and maintenance. We have a lot of questions online about that. We do recommend that you clean our entire line of suppressors, generally around 1,000 to 1,500 rounds, especially on something that's super dirty like the 22. So today we're going to go through the steps in doing that and let you know the products that you guys should be using, things that have worked well for us, and then obviously your maintenance in terms of re-greasing the threads and things like that. So we're going to start off with just disassembly. Sonicore suppressors are very, very easy to disassemble. They are a modular design. So depending on how much you've shot the suppressor and caliber, you could have a little bit of carbon lock. So we do recommend picking up a set of strap wrenches. You can find those on various websites online. They're very inexpensive. I would recommend getting 2 sets because usually they come with a large and a small. So especially for the scarf, you're going to want 2 of the small version. But you're going to get the suppressor taken apart to begin with. As you can see, this suppressor has been shot quite a bit. This was the suppressor we took to CanCon as well as another shooting event this past weekend. So we're going to take this apart. So as you guys can see, suppressor is pretty dirty. Like I said, we've been using this in a lot of shoots. This has definitely gone way over the cleaning schedule that we recommend. So we're going to clean that up. I also have a scarf that's apart over here on the right. If you ever can't get modules apart, so say you have 2 of the modules stuck together and you can't even break them free with the strap wrench, if you take your aluminum safe suppressor cleaner solution, whatever you're using, as long as it's aluminum safe, pour that in a cup, drop that module in, and then let it soak for at least a couple hours, and then you should be able to take it out and loosen it at that point, either by hand or using the strap wrenches. So that's what this cup here is. We've had this one soaking because those are 2 stubborn modules. The 22 also comes with a spanner tool, which I have over here. I'll show you guys a bit later. Step 1, what I usually like to do is there's a lot of loose material sometimes on these baffles. Now this one, as you can kind of tell, it's a bit hard, so it's not really wiping off, but a lot of it is flaking off. So depending on how long ago you shot the can and how long it's been sitting will, sometimes I'll have baffles that'll just wipe right off. A lot of times, though, it's kind of caked on. So what you want to do, again, as I emphasized before, you do want to use an aluminum safe suppressor cleaner. So just make sure whatever you guys choose to use, it is safe for aluminum, as obviously the suppressors we make are manufactured mostly out of aluminum with some stainless steel in the centerfire models. I also want to mention we do not recommend throwing any of our suppressors into ultrasonic cleaners. That can cause micro pitting in the aluminum, so want to avoid that. So for step 1, everything's kind of caked on here. We're just going to spray it down a bit. So I usually like to spray it down and then let them sit for a little bit just to let that cleaner work. Again, you could also soak these if they're incredibly dirty, which a lot of times that's what I end up doing on the 22 baffles, just because the nature of 22 suppressed, it's extremely dirty and it really cakes on there. Centerfire suppressors don't get as dirty, but as you could see from before there's a lot of just debris that gets into the cans and will actually increase the weight of your can over time through thousands of rounds. So, okay, so we're going to let these sit for a little bit and then we'll come back and we'll start to clean these up. So after I spray them down, I've let them just sit there for a little bit. I'll kind of take a another patch and kind of gauge to see. Now, a lot of times, you can kind of see right there, like, so that's just rubbing with a patch in my fingers, and it is coming off, but you can kind of see right there that's caked on. So that's probably going to have to just be sprayed down, sit a little longer. And then you can also use like things like a brush if you'd like to just start to get that. You don't want to use anything that's going to be harder than the materials we're using. So that way you're not damaging them. But a lot of times for a lot of these baffles, in my experience, the baffles closest to your muzzle end of your rifle or pistol or whatever is usually the dirtiest one. But so a lot of these baffles in the front, a lot of times you can just wipe them down. And to be honest with you guys, you're not trying to get this back to be factory clean, right? I mean, that right there is pretty good. So you just want to knock down any sort of buildup. So this is a good example of something that you'll probably end up wanting to soak. As you can see, I've cleaned off a lot of the stuff that wasn't caked on. But as you can see here, now this was a baffle that was closer to the back of the suppressor. That is all just carbon and lead and copper. It's just all kind of fused in there and caked on. So this is something, you know, again, this piece is a aluminum part, so I would recommend against, you know, trying to scrape this off. A lot of times, if you just throw this in a cup with the aluminum safe suppressor cleaner, this will you'll at least be able to get it better to where you can kind of take it off with just a brush or just some, you know, rubbing it with a rag or whatnot. So it's a good example of something you might want to soak. You know, this is your end cap, nothing crazy here. You can, again, guys, you know, I wouldn't spend all day trying to get this thing factory clean. You're not going to. Um, these Q-tips kind of help for the baffle inserts, but like that, it's good enough. So like this is one I just cleaned up as well. Like that's fine. I mean, you could soak it. There is a little bit that's caked on by the insert, but that's really going to be up to you guys. Me personally, doesn't really matter. I just want to get the loose debris that's in there out, and then you know, I would try and get some of this caked on stuff off. But you guys don't have to go crazy. And the only thing about the 22 can as compared to the center fire can is, you know, as you can see, pretty much every single baffle here has a lot of stuff that's caked on. And again, this is why we recommend not going past our cleaning schedules that we put in the manual, which is between 1,000 and 1,500 rounds. Just makes your time more difficult, especially since you can't ultrasonically clean these. So you just continue to get this. Like I said, you're not going to be factory clean, but clean it up so that a lot of the deposits and everything have been taken back off of it. And then, so in the interest of time, what we're going to do is we're actually going to grab 2 other suppressors that are already clean, just to show you guys the reassembly process in terms of applying the grease and things like that. So we're going to have a quick break here, and then we'll come back with those clean suppressors. Now that we have clean suppressor parts, we've gone through the cleaning process, we're going to have to put our suppressors back together. Before we do that, we're going to make sure to lubricate the threads on each module. So pretty easy way to do that. You're going to want to use a high temperature, moisture resistant grease. We actually use Loctite LB 8023 when we assemble the suppressors in-house here. So something similar to that, and you'll be good to go. Very, very simple. You're going to take, I use a Q-tip. I'm going to grab a little of the grease, I like to put it on the inside of the threads here. It just seems to work a little bit better. You don't need a ton of grease. Little goes a long way. If you do put too much on, it's just going to ooze out when you shoot, so it's not a huge deal. So you're just going to continue doing that. Don't need a ton. I usually put it on a couple sides here. But what this is going to do is it'll allow you to take it apart a little bit easier when you do go to take it apart, either if you're trying to remove baffles. This one's a little tricky. This one you kind of have to do up here. Right, so now we have our wrecker all assembled. You're just going to make sure everything is hand tight so that you don't have any issues when you go to put it back on your gun. So pretty easy. Scarf is going to be similar to that. There is a couple things that are different from the scarf. All the scarves come with this spanner tool, and this actually interfaces with the holes. We'll get a close-up shot there on each baffle, as well as the end cap of the scarf. So that fits in there like that. So when you're reassembling, not as critical, but when you are disassembling, like I said earlier, this is sometimes a useful tool to break free some of the baffles. Last but not least, we'll put our end cap on here. If you do get any grease in the knurling, or if you have any other dirt or whatnot from shooting, forgot to mention earlier, you can take a brush and just, like a nylon brush, should brush all that stuff out of the knurling. So make sure everything's tight. All right, and now this is ready to go back on your rifle or pistol for more shooting at the range. So that's it. So we've gone through disassembly, cleaning, greasing, and reassembling of all of our Sonicore models here. Again, this is going to be identical for whether it's the Valor, the Scar, Wrecker, or Paradox. All of the cleaning and maintenance information is also spelled out in the manuals that come with all the suppressors if you ever need a quick reference. And of course, you can always reach out to us and we'll have more information on SonicoreSuppressors.com. Catch you guys in the next video.